All right, so we're back. This is the Greg and Donny News Show. In fact, you got to turn your volume off. Sorry. So I'm trying to share it so everyone can see it. Sharing is caring. That's a good thing. Okay.
So we got a unique opportunity here, which is for some of you, this man could very well be your future representative. So this is an opportunity for you to ask any questions you may have for him, or just listen to the show.
He's watching cartoons right now.
I'm actually trying to share it onto my Facebook page so all my followers can watch off.
Go wait for it. Go ahead. We're live. It's okay. So this is the very improvised, unrehearsed, unscripted. We don't even talk to each other about the story. Well, once in a while, like a general topic, but for the most part, we just thought it'd be more fun as unscripted as possible. And so that's what we're doing. So it's the Greg and Donny News Show. I'm Greg, your middle-aged conservative talk show host.
I'm Donny. I didn't have time to prepare one, but I vote Democrat.
And I am Bill Fetke, hopefully your future District 4 County Commissioner for Escambia County.
There we go. So feel free to send comments to us. We're taking them online here. We've got all kinds of. We've got Katie, who is our technical whiz person, without whom we could not do the show, and she'll be helping with comments and things. Like you can if you can go Facebook Live on your screen there, so we can get the comments directly in. So Bill has been on trying to. There we go. Here comes Caitlin. So you can Caitlin's up on We're coming to you from Brew Angel's Pub. We're here in beautiful downtown Milton, in the historic district. And so, actually, I got to remember looking at the YouTube over here too, because we're doing both a Facebook Live and a YouTube at the same time. So we got our flag behind us, which is very cool. Yes, so it's looking good.
What kind of building was this?
This was a post office.
Okay.
Yeah, it's crazy. So you can tell the
postmaster. Yes.
Highly recommend.
Oh, the brewing is great. In fact, trivia night, come on Wednesday night. Last week was jam was great. So occasionally we have guests here, and being the fact that we have a liberal and a conservative commentator, gives us a chance to really cover all sides of the issue. But the main thing we show is that you can disagree, and it's okay. You don't have to agree on everything. You can be civil. We call it civil disagreement. As opposed to,
well, that's one thing that is lost in today's society. Is that if you disagree with someone, you have to basically put knives at this day and age. Gone is the time where you can disagree with someone and still go out and have a beer with them right after.
Yeah. In fact, and in Congress, somebody said my arms down. We can put our arms down. We can shake the table. We could have the first video. But yeah, and then Congress used to, even if they'd yell and scream on the floor, they'd all go to dinner together. You'd see them in the restaurant. When I was an intern in Washington, I would see people, I think I saw Barry Goldwater and Ted Kennedy, having a drink in a bar one day. And just because, and they disagreed on everything. It was okay. And we're kind of in a similar thing right now. Donny's a progressive socialist college student, and I'm a recently unemployed.
We'll change him.
Exactly.
We'll change him. After he gets his first job, he'll realize that socialism does not work.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, and it's interesting, and Bill, you might be able to comment on this. Because when I was in college, I basically was Donny. 40 years ago, I was a liberal, idealistic, the government can solve everything. Socialism is the way to go. Why should certain people have more money than others? I mean, I was right there in that income. Well, I was
in California though, too, right?
Actually, I was on the West Coast. I was in Massachusetts. Just bad. Yeah.
So see, I went to a very small school, Western Illinois University, in the middle of farm country in southern Illinois. So you're surrounded by conservatives there and farmers.
But you got Chicago, you got the liberal,
but believe it or not, most of New York is conservative, except for New York City. You have the same thing in Illinois with Chicago, but then now it's worse. But when I left at 9 to 5 from Chicago, but my family's very conservative, my grandparents are, so I was brought up in a very conservative household. Which goes a long way to my grooming. And
was that the reason you went to politics? Or was that
no?
Okay.
No, there's many other reasons why I went into politics. Well, that is kind of one of them, is the fact that we just don't have the parents grooming kids nowadays. We have TV grooming kids, and we don't have proper leadership, to direct and put people in the right direction.
Well, let's think about college, because like you say, Donny, comparing, say, your experience in college to what's going on in college.
Totally different. Of course, we didn't have, we had the original PlayStation, Mike Tyson knockout. That was our technology right there. In comparison today with that, Call of Duty, and You know, it's like my son, he's about to graduate college, and you know, pre-med at UWF, and his version of partying on a Saturday night is a bunch of them get in the room together, and they have Call of Duty tournaments.
I was in marching band. We'd march all day from 7 in the morning until game time. Then we'd have like a half-hour nap. We'd party till 4 in the morning. That's what I used to do. Tuba. Yeah.
Yeah, camp too, right?
Oh, band camp. We'll save that video for another time.
Yes. We already saw it in American Pie. Okay?
Oh, yeah, that's the stuff they can show you. All right. Anyway, so but what's going on at college campus now? Like, would Bill be welcome to speak at your college, for example?
Yeah.
No shout-downs, no.
PSU thankfully doesn't have English next week.
Why?
Like part of it's the area, and part of it is just we just don't have this culture of shouting down anyone who disagrees.
But you know, well, I do disagree with what you're saying though, because last year, 2 4th of July's ago, so 2017, I was supposed to speak at the Young Americans for Liberty, Students for Liberty group that
Was it the college campus?
on the college campus. They had a little meeting, like a get together, and so beforehand, it was July 2nd or July 2nd was the Monday. And beforehand, I was waiting outside in front of the Commons, and I was handing out Declaration of Independence.
Okay. I think I know where this is going. All right.
So I had 2 different people come up to me and tell me, you cannot, hand it out there. That's not the free speech zone.
I've heard this concept,
But right across the sidewalk was a free speech zone where one of the religious guys was right there preaching and doing his thing. But yeah, I was just sitting down in a chair, and all I was just like, well, I'll just hand this out, and no big deal.
Did you have like a card or anything on it for you, or was this just something you were doing for education?
I was just doing it just because it was the 4th of July and educational purposes. I figured that, not many people remember it. When I was in 5th grade, we did the play 1776, so I remembered most of it. But, reading it back, I'm like, ooh, I forgot about this part. So it was very important to...
Well, I actually read it.
Yeah.
Did you read my show on the 4th of July?
Yeah.
Because I read the Declaration of Independence. I stumbled on it because their English was a little different than it.
Yes.
And the grammar was interesting back then. Those days, people would put commas wherever they felt like.
Yes.
They capitalized words for no reason. Yeah, and it's tough to read. So when you go back to original intent, it's kind of like, what do you really say? And you move that comma right, you can change the meaning of everything.
The commas are so important.
Oh, exactly. Well, here's a question: how strictly does the Constitution affect, a county board of supervisors?
Well, going back to the PSC thing, I met with President Pettis, and I asked him about this question. I'm like, what about this free speech thing? I go, I know that, for public safety, you don't want a middle-aged man like me chasing a single 18-year-old girl down in a parking lot.
Of course not.
Yeah.
It's like, here's your declaration. Really, this is your freedom. Get away from me, creep.
So I do understand that there has to be some kind of limitation, but where, this is the hardest part about the Bill of Rights. And the government as a whole is where do we draw the line? And so, freedom of speech is freedom of speech inside the government confines. Government cannot suppress freedom of speech. My opinion is PSC, who is a government state entity, therefore they cannot limit freedom of speech. I mean, it's simple as that. If you want to take government money, you have to follow the rules. Unlike the NFL, where everyone's like freedom of speech for kneeling. No, NFL is a private organization. The Dallas Cowboys are a private organization. They can set their rules any way they want to.
Can we get our computer for our comments?
Yeah, I was letting it charge up a little more. The only comment we have right now is,
This is Katie, our technical.
Bill, can you body slam the liberal Democrat like the good old days of WWF? Verbally,
I don't want to bring that up just yet. Should we share?
Let's go ahead and
get it all out in the open.
Let's get it out in the open.
Thanks, Katie. All right, go ahead. Tell your story.
All right, so I was living in Phoenix, Arizona, and at the time it just wasn't where I wanted to live. I got a chance to meet the Ultimate Warrior. He was living out there. He had a private gym.
And the Ultimate Warrior is?
A former professional wrestler.
Okay.
Former champion. And so I got a chance to meet him, and he's like, if you really want to do this, he trained me a little bit. He goes, you got to move to Memphis, Tennessee.
Really want to do what?
Become a professional wrestler.
All right, we're going to hold that thought. We're going to take a technical moment here, rearrange. We're going to put a computer in here so we can get all these wonderful
Make
comments.
sure we don't get any. There's water.
Don't matter. See, this is live and unscripted. I mean, so whatever happens live with us. We don't care. So if we have to wipe the table down, we're going to do it. Okay, that's just how this works. So
Trying not to get any water on the computer.
but that's okay. We're just fine. I can collect my pens and things like that.
So when we last left our guest, Bill Fetke.
So is this just
This is
frozen
live.
on here, or is it frozen with everything?
I don't know. How do we unfreeze our computer? We did this last time.
Oh,
Is it frozen for you
for
guys?
some reason on the computer it will not show the video, but it's not frozen for everybody else.
Okay. So the comments are. Your
The
wife.
comments will show up.
wife
but
is
the
on
audio
Your wife says
will
hi.
Hello, Londa.
There it is.
And before I go into my story, I might as well say this. We had a great door knocking event this morning.
Yay.
So everyone who was sitting at chow time right now on 9th Avenue is eating food. Thank you for coming out. Barbara and Jim Mayall, my wife Landa, Vicky Panica, Robert Condamine. I probably was ruining his last name, but I think everyone.
Yeah, great shout out there, Bill.
Also, Susan Morgan, she was knocking on doors in a different section for us this morning, so thank you very much, everybody. Hope you enjoy your meal while we're out here. But going back to my story, so
Yeah, we do that. We kind of jump around a lot.
Yeah.
That's, it's really
I've been on your
free
show a couple times, so yeah, I understand.
It's like multi-braining.
It's ADHD on steroids.
Exactly. So you're a wrestler.
Well, actually, I moved to Memphis because Memphis is kind of like the training ground for WWF at that time. It just was. It's always has been. It's always been a hub where Jerry the King Lawler has always been the king of Memphis.
Okay.
And it was kind of like the AAA farm club for WWF. So we went there.
Why did they pick you in the first place? Why did they say you should do this?
Because I wanted to.
Okay.
Yeah, and they said if you really want to do this, you need to move here.
Okay.
So I moved to Memphis. I found myself a really good trainer, able to train, and everything just kind of fall into place. I was at my trainer's house before an event one time, and I was getting ready to drive, and his phone rang, and I just cracked a joke saying, that's TV, and they need me in the morning, I'll come. And sure enough, it was.
Yeah.
And so 8 months into my career, I was already on TV, which is one of the fastest ever.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's good. And your TV name, can we share that?
Yeah, of course. My TV, you can Lance J, like the stone, Jade. And you can go to YouTube. There's lots of YouTube videos of me getting beat up. And
Body slamming liberals is the
body slamming liberals.
But
And I
actually,
spent-
that's and people make fun of it, but I think that's a great experience.
It was an incredible experience. It was an incredible 4 years. Ended up getting injured, so I had to quit.
Is that inevitable in that kind of sport?
Oh, everyone gets injured, and you have a choice to make when you get injured.
Right.
Whether you go through the rehab and continue, or you find a different line of work. And, for 6
That would be the wake-up call for me. I'd say, okay, fine. I've broken this. I'm not breaking it again. I'm done.
Mine was, there he is.
We got a picture. Hold that.
I apologize for the cracks in my screen, but
There he is.
there he is.
There he is. There's Glory days.
So, I was injured a couple times, no big deal, but this one was my back.
That is a big deal.
Yeah, my lower back. It got to the point where I was having troubles getting out of bed in the morning, and that was kind of just a wake-up call for me to say, it's time to,
You got the experience. You did what you wanted to
I'm
do.
30 years old at that point. I'm like, it's time to grow up.
No, but I mean, like I said, I think a lot of people who would criticize are jealous. They would love to have been able to do something like that.
But yeah, because everyone has a dream of being some kind of superstar, whether it be baseball, football.
See, I knew I couldn't do that. For me, it was music. And I got to play on my knees in front of 20,000 people on tuba. Yes. What's my claim to fame? What's your claim to
Let me
fame?
ask you about that. I imagine there are potential voters out there who probably would feel turned off by the fact that was your line of work in the past. They might feel that you're not serious enough. Do you have anything you'd like to say to them?
Of course.
It's a good question.
No, it's actually an excellent question because that is really just a little side job that I had. My whole life, I've spent 14 years in the mortgage business. I've done just about everything there is to do inside the mortgage business. The last 12 years, I've spent in healthcare. The last 9 years, my wife and I partnered with two doctors, and we own a pediatric clinic. One office is on Airport, one's on Michigan Avenue. I'm the only business owner in my race. There's 6 of us. No incumbent. There's 6 of us. Me and my wife also own a medical billing and practice management company.
Well, I think that's to your credit, because especially with Donald Trump, who had no elective experience whatsoever, right? To have more business people come into politics, I don't see as a bad thing.
Well, and also, I'll go back to the wrestling for a minute. Some of those people, you'd be surprised who, D'Lo Brown was there when I was wrestling. He was an accountant, and he used to be intercontinental champion. He would lose the belt every November because tax season started in January, and then you'd always see him come back right around June or July.
Yeah.
And he'd wrestle, Ken Shamrock, Dan Severn. I sat there and before the matches, we were sitting in the stands one time when people are practicing. And I was sitting next to him, and he's on his laptop doing business.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
People are stupid.
Yeah, no,
And I'll tell you, the mayor, I just heard this, I think it's the mayor of Knoxville, Tennessee.
Kane
is a former wrestler.
I love it.
Kane is great.
There you go.
I watched him, me and him wrestle in Memphis together.
Wow.
It was.
He looks the part though, he's got the voice. Yeah, he's a wrestler.
I'll tell you, he broke my nose. What? And one of my, about the 3rd or 4th match I've ever was in, they were doing the thing with my kiss my feet type of thing, and of course, I went down, and I didn't want to do it, and he put his boot on the back of my head and bam, smashed right into the guy's foot. And I had bloods everywhere.
That's the unscripted part.
Yes.
Okay. But the business especially, you have a question for that?
Yeah, well, I wanted to ask you something about that. We're still talking about the wrestling.
Yeah.
I've noticed a lot of those ones. The best examples I can think of are, of course, Kane and Hulk Hogan. They're staunch conservatives. It seems like the vast majority. Is there maybe any particular reason for it?
Honestly, there is no reason for it at all. Kane, I was very surprised to find him to be libertarian. I thought he was definitely more on the conservative side. But there is no rhyme or reason behind it because, I don't know. That is interesting. Well, I'll give you. I think I might know an answer to that. Is because a lot of wrestlers, believe it or not, they come from the South. Because wrestling was really big in the South.
Like high school?
No, Georgia wrestling, out of Atlanta. WCW used to be based in Florida. Mid-South wrestling was Memphis. You had Oklahoma. Back in the territory days, most of the territories were in the South that were televised. So you have that Southern upbringing, which is always tends to be a little more conservative.
Yeah, it's interesting. We were talking about the condition earlier. I really want to talk about that a little bit now too. That especially when we and Katie are talking about the gender difference between men and women. You don't see that as much in the South because a lot of daughters are raised with sons. You grow up with firearms, okay? But in liberal New England, you can't even talk about it. I remember the first time I heard one of my teachers, my driver ed teacher, told me about firearms the first time. He said, I'm not going to get my guns. I'm like, you violent right-wing supremacist. No high school kid, right? Growing up in a socialist family. I didn't know. California, same thing. But different parts. But the thing I love about being in the South there is that it is much more independent. That it's not just more conservative, but the ancestors of the people here have the guts to take on the federal government, albeit for the wrong cause, but just have the guts to do that. Says something about the culture of the South that makes it different.
A great example of that is City Councilwoman Sharon Myers. I heard her speak about, some people think that she's libertarian, other people think she's a Democrat. But the one thing she came out and said during this whole gun, because you are now not allowing a single woman to protect herself.
Well, they raised the age. That's something that,
Well, that's just something that's unconstitutional and treason. It is. What they did at Tallahassee, and there was one particular state senator who spoke, and he came out and said the only reason why they did it was for political reasons.
Yeah,
because they needed there's 6 races down south that were very tight, and they needed the Republicans to stay on. It's stupid because
Constitution should not be dependent on popularity.
Exactly. It should never. It's not supposed to be political.
But the classic argument is, what do you say about now, like a 19-year-old single mom, that she can't get any kind of a gun
Exactly.
to protect her and her kid?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. I mean, that's insane.
It is insane.
So, but can you do anything about that at the county level? That's the problem.
It's a state issue, and we now the county does have lobbyists.
Okay. How's that work? I'm not familiar.
Honestly, I don't know.
Well, then come back when you know. We'll do another show. We'll get this figured out.
Yes, but we do have lobbyists at the state level, and that is something that we definitely need to get changed, though, because that's just, and hopefully with our new representatives that are going in, hopefully they'll have some influence and get that reversed.
I'm curious to see the government, if I just say support. And see if you can do anything at the governor's level to keep the part of the school safety bill that makes sense. Improving the school safety, building up the buildings, school resource officers, but get rid of these new age restrictions and these new things that are unconstitutional. You got some thoughts on that, Donny? Because you're in school right now. Did that school safety bill affect you at Pensacola State College? Okay. Can you do anything on the county level as far as the school safety issue?
Well, right now, most of the school board money is going to upgrading their schools.
Upgrading means what?
As far as safety, in some places, metal detectors, locks. There's some basic stuff that could just be done and solved. And it's very simple. One way in, one way out type of, or one way in, multiple ways out.
Because you don't want the Coconut Grove scenario in Boston.
Yeah.
Anybody know what the Coconut Grove is? You know what I'm talking about there? It was a club in Boston, and because of security, they didn't want people running out and not paying their bills and things. There was one way in. It was a door that opened actually into the restaurant. Okay, and what happened was a fire broke out.
That was the Great White.
No, this is much earlier. The Great White was a pyrotechnics.
Okay.
But the door would only open into the crowd. And so what happened was, of course, as soon as the panic hit, they immediately slammed the door because the people behind couldn't get out because there were so many people pushing to get out, and hundreds of people, I think, died in this fire. And ever since then, so all those fire escapes, all those things you see now in buildings resulted from the Coconut Grove of Boston.
It's like, I grew up in a suburb of Chicago, and in my high school, which was rated an A+ high school, very rich area, but we had doors everywhere. But all of them, you couldn't get into any of them. You had to go through the front door. Right. But yet you could get out at any time.
Which makes sense.
Yes, it does make perfect sense. And I don't know why
we're not trying to keep the person who is doing the
but as the saying goes, if someone wants to do a mass shooting, they'll figure out a way to do it. If you line up kids to go through metal, like the big thing right now is lining up kids at one door to go through metal detectors. Now you got a big line right outside, and it's easy shooting from outside.
I got a question on a particular policy issue from Katie, actually.
Okay.
With the school safety, are you for or against the mandatory clear backpacks?
We didn't say this was easy. Thanks, Katie. Good question.
Good question. Already, so I have not given it any thought whatsoever. No thought at all. I don't even have an answer. I'd have to actually think about that more.
Well, the school system is for it because they say they can see what the students are carrying.
Right.
But the students are against it because they say it's a violation of their privacy.
It is a violation of their privacy.
I agree.
It is a violation. Total violation.
I agree as well.
Yeah. The whole idea of clear back. It must have made clear lockers.
Exactly.
Have people wear clear clothing.
You're just opening.
Where does it stop? Oh, the domino.
You got a clear backpack. Now all of a sudden I can see if you have a wallet. I can see what else you have.
And where it is.
Yeah. And now you're just
to go by with a knife and just like, okay.
Yeah, a knife or just a bully saying, oh, I'll pick this guy because I know that he has money.
He's got a laptop on there.
Yeah, or a laptop.
I said a laptop hiding away in that backpack.
Yeah, exactly. So
I don't like it.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of it.
It's a whole due process thing. But the whole idea of school safety. Army teachers, got an opinion?
If they want to, they should be able to. I mean, that is a constitutional right. It's inside a government building, which means that they have the right to, they can't suppress it. I mean, but that's an option for a teacher. I don't think it should be mandatory or anything like that. But the teacher should at least register with the police department to say, hey, I'm carrying a gun inside the building.
This one thing that we didn't talk about the government, I'll get your opinion on this, is one of the things I was thinking of is additional training. So in my view, this is a little off the county government thing, but I think it'd be a really good idea if the firearms companies actually offer training when you buy a firearm. So say you're a first-time buyer. You go in and the gun dealer says, okay, we've got this, here's what we have. By the way, this company offers a lesson. They will teach you how to use it. We'll take the price of the class comes off your purchase. And you'll learn how, and then you get a certificate saying you are now, block qualifier.
So honestly though, is the price coming off of the cost? The price of the gun is on.
Yeah. So, but whatever it is,
honestly, it is actually I really like that as a business idea because coming people like me, the first time I bought a gun, I didn't know how to use it. I might have played around with one before, but I would love to say, hey, you gotta take this class. Because you take that first class and you're hooked, and now you're gonna take that second class, which you're gonna pay for.
That's the biggest thing that's lacking.
So any gun training companies out there's a great marketing idea for you.
Yeah, exactly. Now, would the county ever, because the concealed carry permits are state issued, right?
Yes.
Would the state ever get into classes that maybe have a budget to distribute to local police departments or county sheriff's office where they can say,
Don't we have enough government problems that
okay,
we're not going to fund stuff like that?
and that's the argument. No, I agree with that. And as a conservative, I'm thinking, I don't want the extra government. But how do I get? What's the best way to get people to take private classes?
Well,
tax deductible, tax credits, maybe something like that.
That's where the free market starts coming in.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, no, you're not gonna. I mean, you start getting tax credits for that. Are you gonna get tax credits for learning how to use a lawnmower? You know, I mean,
Yeah,
the free market should be taking this over. And like I said, anyone who does gun training classes, you should be going to these gun places and having flyers out saying, "I will train." You know, I mean, that's just lack of business sense, in my opinion.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like I said, I'm trying to address the training and the competency aspect without getting into oh, some really like your background. They were kind of curious about that. It's kind of fun. Yeah, but there's a lot more to it. I want to talk about the health aspect of it because you probably have some insight into healthcare that maybe at the county level, the local level, maybe the state level because of your medical business.
Well, you know, the one thing that one of the biggest problems right now we have is the jails. And believe it or not,
Is that for countywide?
for countywide, well, it's not the biggest problem we have is resurfacing the roads, stormwater management.
Okay, that's all right.
Those are the biggest ones. But no, the jail, if you're talking about healthcare, a way to cut costs, it starts in the jail and getting due process. We got people that are in jail for a year waiting for trial. And this is
no speedy trial is guaranteed by the Constitution.
Exactly.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, so I mean, we have serious issues as far as money goes, as far as that. I mean, because now we got people also, some homeless people that have died saying, yeah, I needed some health care, so I did something to get arrested.
Oh, so
And there's people in jail.
Is there any percentage that you can determine how many people are actually in jail because?
I do not know that.
Okay. You don't have to know.
You know, I've been told different numbers, and so until I get an actual, and I don't think it's easy to come up with that number. But
Unfortunately, that makes sense.
But you got homeless people who get arrested and go on kidney dialysis the minute they get into jail. That's expensive, and it's all taxpayer money that it's going to.
As opposed to being on a health insurance plan or something.
Exactly. So I mean, it really is a drain on the taxpayers.
Yeah. You got a comment?
Comments, yes.
Yeah, a couple of things.
You got one on. Oh yeah. There's a comment from Sandy on the clear bags. You know, it's a privacy issue.
Somebody has a question for you.
Where's our question?
It says, during the summers, much like this summer, parking on Pensacola Beach is a nightmare. How would you fix this problem?
Let's go right to the beach problem. That's your district, right?
The beach is my district.
Let's talk about where your district is
my
first.
district. We'll start at 9 Mile Road and University Park Road. Draw a line straight down to Interstate 110, and then 110 to Airport. Airport will hang a right and go to Highway 29 or Pensacola Boulevard. We'll take a left down to Airport, take another left on Airport, all the way to 9th Avenue, and 9th Avenue all the way to Pensacola Beach.
That's a pretty part of the town.
It's, I'll tell you,